What's good, sports fans? Are you ready to elevate your live entertainment experience? Well, let me introduce you to SeatGeek, an amazing platform that connects you to your favorite events while saving you money. With SeatGeek, you can easily find tickets for sports games, concerts, and so much more, all in one place. The interface is user-friendly, making it simple to browse and compare prices. And one of the best features is the interactive seating chart. You can see exactly where you'll be sitting and how much you'll be spending, ensuring you get the best value for your money. But here's the best part. Check this out. By using my promo code, Chalk It Up Sports, you can enjoy a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. That's right, $20 off your first SeatGeek order. Imagine catching that thrilling game or concert without breaking the bank. It's a win-win situation. Plus, you'll be a part of a community of fans who eat, sleep, and breathe live events just as much as you do. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description to download the SeatGeek app today. And don't forget to use my promo code, Chalk It Up Sports, for a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. Get excited. Now let's get back to the show. Yeah. What's good? What's good? This is your boy, Tone DeShields II. You guys are locked in on another dose of Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. Y'all know the vibes. Y'all know the energy. Y'all know what y'all job is. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you guys stay engaged. Stay active in that live chat. Stay active in the comment section. I appreciate all the well wishes. I appreciate all the kind words. I appreciate your input. I appreciate how you guys look at the game. I even appreciate when you guys disagree with me. I take it all in stride. It's all worth something in the end. And some of it ain't worth a damn. But regardless, though, I appreciate it because it shows that you care about what's being talked about. It shows that I have your attention. It shows that I have your eyes. So make sure you guys stay locked in. The content only gets better. I appreciate all of you guys for locking in. Shout out to KGK0911 and my man Clark with the super chat. We're going to get to that super chat in a little bit, Clark. So thank you for donating to the channel. But again, make sure you guys are locked in. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Now, Sweet Chin Music, what's going on, my man? We got some things to get into, right? Although things have been kind of dry in the NFL has been going through their owners' meetings over the past few days, over the course of the weekend, right? Nick Sirianni had a press conference this morning that took place down there. I think they're in Florida, right? I can't remember exactly where they are, but that's not really relevant. The point is the owners' meetings are going on, and at these owners' meetings, a lot of things are discussed. You know, the competition committee gets together and they discuss the rules of the game, updates, anything they want to change as far as rules, anything they want to ban or anything that they want to add to the game. It pretty much is a summit or conversations are being had where they discuss the quality of the game, the quality of the overall product that we are taking in as fans. And I got to ask you guys, why the NFL bitching? And it's not the whole NFL. It's not every team. It's not every owner. It's not every organization. It's not. But why they tripping on this, yo? Why they tripping on the Philadelphia Eagles? Why are they acting like the Philadelphia Eagles just doing something underhanded? Or why are they mad? They so mad because they can't figure it out. Let me not beat around the bush here. Let me get right to it. Let me not speak around the issue. The tush push, which I like to call the brotherly shove. I absolutely hate the name, the tush push. It's very, very zesty, very suspect, very saucy, if you ask me. I'm not a fan of the tush push name. Never have been, never will be. But nonetheless, the quote unquote tush push has been coming under fire. It's been outwardly criticized by many people in the NFL, and it's come up at the owners' meetings officially. And they had a vote. They had a vote on whether the tush push should be banned or not. And they came to an impasse, meaning that they couldn't come to a conclusion. And they're going to revisit the notion of keeping the play or banning the play in May. They're going to revisit it then. So they have a couple more months until they meet up again. Or they have a month until they meet up again, excuse me. But I think it's so fascinating. I think it's so fascinating how the play is open for everybody to use. It's open for everybody to try. The Eagles haven't monopolized this play. Any team can use the play at their leisure. But their problem is the fact that they can't execute it at their leisure. They're not as successful as the Philadelphia Eagles at executing the play. They're pretending as if the Eagles have this secret remedy, this secret sauce to the play that nobody else has access to. The film is out there. Just line your guys up. And the numbers are out there. The Eagles, obviously, they use the play at an astronomical rate in comparison to everyone else. The second team that uses it the most is the Buffalo Bills. But the problem is, they use this play too well. You see, I could understand if everybody in the league was using the play and it was a guaranteed play for everybody. I could understand that. But that's not the case. They are crucifying the Philadelphia Eagles at being good at something. And they argue, well, it's a health risk for the players. You know, it's a risky play as far as injury. I don't like the injury implications of the play, even though there's no documentation, there's no data or evidence indicating that the play is more dangerous than any other play. Football is a physical sport. It's a dangerous sport. It's a life-threatening sport. It's a life-altering sport. And they're standing on this anthill. They're willing to die on this anthill as it pertains to the tush push because they deem it as dangerous. It's not aesthetically pleasing. It's a rugby play. It doesn't belong in the sport. It's one thing to say, I don't like how it looks. Okay, all right, fine. You don't like how it looks. That doesn't mean anything, but you don't like how it looks. All right, I can live with that. But when you try to enter the voting process or negotiations of the false pretenses as it pertains to the future of the play and claim that, hey, it's for health reasons. It's for health reasons. Some people say, I don't like the fact that you can push somebody. That happens on every play. If a guy has the ball, he's running, and he gets locked up with a couple defenders, and he's fighting for extra yardage, his teammates push him. Happens all the time. But to enter it under false pretenses and say, yeah, it's It's a health risk. It's more of a health risk than any other play in football, really. As if this play is ran first down, second down, third, as if this play is ran on every down in football. As if it's any more different than a quarterback sneak, really. It's really not that much different than a quarterback sneak. So again, you have guys like Sean McDermott, the head coach of the Buffalo Bills. You have head coaches like Matt LaFleur of the Green Bay Packers, Raheem Morris of the Atlanta Falcons. And I'm sure there are more haters out there. But you have those three coaches in particular, outwardly speaking against the play. And I want to focus on Sean McDermott because Sean McDermott is a hypocrite. Sean McDermott is a hater. He's a hater. Because we witnessed the Buffalo Bills use that play, 5 times in that playoff game against the Chiefs? And they were successful, 2 out of the 5 or 3 out of the 7? I can't remember exactly what the numbers are, but they weren't really that successful. And the reality is they weren't successful at it because they sucked at it. And they don't have the personnel to execute it properly. And again, they used it the second most. And you would think a guy like Josh Allen, how powerful he is, he should be able to execute that play. But there's something that they can't do. There's something they can't execute with it, whatever it may be. So it sounds to me like Sean McDermott is operating under the pretense that, well, since nobody else could do it, nobody should do it. Hey, if we can't do the play right, no one should be able to run the play right. That's some hater shit. That's some hater shit. That's like saying, hey, well, hey, professor, I don't like the fact that this person in class keeps passing your exams and everyone else isn't doing as well. We shouldn't take exams anymore because there's only one person passing your exams. Nah, I'm not jacking that. Because the reality is the exams are passable. Are you preparing? Are you utilizing the materials that I gave you properly? Everyone has the same materials, damn near. Everybody got the same shoulder pads, same helmets for the most part. And there's nothing unique about the Eagles doing it except for the personnel. Except for the personnel. That's like saying, hey, I don't like the fact that, well, let me put it this way. Let me put it to you this way. The reality is they hate that the Philadelphia Eagles are successful at this play and no one else is. And it burns and it grinds their gear the most that the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl. I think this is a combination of all those things. By the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, it makes them even more irritated that the tush push works. It works in the Eagles' favor and no one else's. It grinds their gears. Howie Roseman had an offline or a sidebar conversation. He was seen having a conversation with himself, the VP of the Eagles, Sean McDermott, head coach of the Bills, and Sean McVay, head coach of the Rams, regarding the play. Rumor is it was a spirited conversation. And both McVay and McDermott are on the competition committee. So their opinion has some weight to it. But honestly, it's interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if Howie Roseman I wouldn't be surprised if Howie Roseman told them, hey, listen, stop bitching. Because if it was y'all that came up with the play, y'all wouldn't have no problem with it. It's because it was the Eagles. Let's be honest about it. It's because it's the Eagles. If the Rams came up with that play, if the Packers came up with that play, if the Cowboys came up with the play, if the Chiefs came up with the play, they wouldn't say shit about it. Let's call it what it is. Let's call it what it is. Let's just call it what it is. The Eagles are not a likable organization in the NFL. Howie Roseman continues to fleece these guys for their best players. Howie Roseman is a two-time Super Bowl champion with two different quarterbacks, two different head coaches, two different rosters. Let's just call it what it is. They don't like Howie. They don't like Nick. They don't like the Eagles. They don't like Philly. It's not visually pleasing. Who gives a fuck what you think is visually pleasing? Football is an ugly sport. Football is a nasty sport. Who cares about what you think is aesthetically pleasing, my G? Oh, well, the play poses health risk. There's zero data to back up that claim. There's no data to prove that the tush push is more dangerous than any other play in football. Well, I don't like the fact that you can push the quarterback going forward. Well, doesn't the ball carrier get pushed under any other circumstance if he's fighting for extra yardage? I don't like the fact that they execute the play at a higher clip than other teams do. I don't like the fact that they're better at it than everybody else. So you want to get rid of a play because you're not good at it? I don't like the fact that Jalen Hurts and this offensive line are executing the play at such a high rate. It's automatic. Well, last time I checked, and make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Last time I checked, doesn't automatic mean 100%? Doesn't automatic mean 100% hit rate? If somebody said winning the lottery was automatic, wouldn't that mean that you have a 100% chance of success? Isn't that what automatic means? Let me double check this. Automatic means you have a 100% chance of success, right? I'm asking you guys now. KGK says, yep. Let's see who else. Sasuke says, yep. Private McClung says, yeah. So last time I checked, the Philadelphia Eagles ran the play a total of 48 times in the 2024 season, and they were successful 39 of the 48 times. 39 of 48. That's an 81.3% success rate. That's not automatic. That's not automatic. I've seen teams stop the tush push. I've seen it. We saw the Commanders stop it. We've seen plenty teams stop the Philadelphia Eagles from being able to execute the play. It's not an automatic play. It's not. What I see are teams who are so desperate to have an edge, so desperate to have an edge on football or have an edge on the Philadelphia Eagles. They hate the fact, they absolutely hate the fact that it's the Philadelphia Eagles benefiting from this play. I promise y'all, if this was the Chiefs, it wouldn't be a conversation. Do we stop guys like Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson from doing unique shit in football because it's unstoppable or automatic? Patrick Mahomes is one of the hardest guys to sack. Do we stop him from exiting the pocket because he's hard to sack, because he's an automatic to get the first down? Lamar Jackson, he's one of the most difficult guys to cover, one of the most difficult guys to tackle, outside the pocket, inside the pocket. Do we stop Lamar Jackson from doing what he does best because it's hard to stop? Is there any play in football? Is there anything in football that we stop because it's hard to defend? There was a point in time where jet sweeps were hard to defend, or wildcat plays were hard to defend because people weren't used to stopping it, or weren't used to game planning for it. And then eventually the league caught up, and now those plays aren't as successful. But now we have the brotherly shove, or we have the tush push, which teams have been dealing with when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles. They've been dealing with this play for the better part of 3 seasons in a row. And they're struggling to come up with the answer for it. You want to know why they're struggling? They're struggling because in order to stop the tush push or the brotherly shove from being successful, it goes beyond analytics. It goes beyond science. It goes beyond just scheme, right? What nicks the Wildcat, what makes jet sweeps not as successful, is being the scheme against it and having guys in the right position. And you would think when it comes to the brotherly shove or the tush push, you would think that, hey, having guys in the right position, you should be able to stop the play or slow the play down, right? But it ain't that simple. You want to know why? It ain't that simple because the reality is big guys beat up on little guys. Simple as that. Big guys step on little guys. It's just that simple. The Philadelphia Eagles have the biggest offensive line in football, the strongest offensive line in football, the most fearsome, the most dominant offensive line in football. And you can't scheme against that. You can't scheme around that. You can't scheme willpower. You can't scheme against dominance. You can't scheme against size. You can't scheme against raw power. You can't scheme against a quarterback that squats 500, 600 pounds. You can't scheme against that. And that's the thing. That's what makes Jalen Hurts unique. That's what makes the Eagles offensive line unique. That's what makes this team unique, because they found something that they can execute at a high clip and that breaks the will of the opponent. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't get mad, get better. Don't hate, congratulate. Don't shit, pivot. You feel me? Let me read you guys something, man. Let me read you guys something, man, because this shit is quite frankly hilarious. Let me see if I can find a quote here. And let me remind you guys, by the way, the proposal to ban the play was initiated by the Green Bay Packers, who coincidentally lost to the Eagles twice in 2024. They lost to the Eagles in their first game of the season, and they lost to the Eagles, which happened to be their last game of the season. The Green Bay Packers are tight. They're tight. They're mad as fuck. They're mad because we got their season off to a bad start, and we gave them a bad ending. We gave them a bad start, and we handed them a bad ending. That's why they're mad. That's why they're upset. That's why they're angry. The Green Bay Packers, that is. And the Bills, they're just mad because they can't do it as good as us. They do it the second most. Granted, we do it way more than them, but they do it the second most. And they're mad because they can't execute the play. Man, oh man. It's cute. It's cute, man. It's honestly cute. Let me see if I can find some stats, man, when it comes to the tush push, man. Listen to this. Listen to this, man. Andy Reid said this. He says, tough play to stop. But then you're listening to that in the medical side, and you probably could go either way with it. But I would say if it's putting a player in a bad position, then you probably have to do something about it. But if it's not, it's a heck of a play. So it sounds like Andy Reid is indifferent about it. Andy Reid sounds like he's indifferent. Titans head coach Brian Callahan, he says, I don't think it's like this super unstoppable play. I think one team's really good at it because they have good players and the quarterback that squats 600 pounds. Andy Reid's indifferent. Coach Brian Callahan of the Titans says it's not unstoppable. So there are coaches who are on the side of, hey, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. This is what McDermott had to say. Coach Sean McDermott for the Buffalo Bills. He says, in terms of how much data, how much sample, I don't think that's really always the best way to go. There is other data out there that suggests when you're in a posture like we're talking about, that can lead to serious injury. I think being responsible and proactive in that regard is the right way to go. You don't care about health? Shut the hell up. You don't care about health. You don't. The NFL has never cared about player health. Stop it. Stop it. I love the NFL. I love football. But you guys are about to vote for an 18th game. You guys are about to vote in favor of an 18th game, an 18-game season. Stop entering this conversation under false pretenses, claiming that you guys care about player health. Since when? Since when? When you got players out there who have untreated illnesses because of the injuries they've sustained playing your game. When you would much rather give players high-intensity pharmaceuticals than give them much better treatment that's better for their health in the long term, that's better for their organs. You'd rather give guys pain meds than let them smoke marijuana, which is better for their health. Stop trying to pretend this is about player health. It's not. It's not. Y'all don't give a damn about player health. If y'all did, we wouldn't have a 17-game season. If y'all did, we wouldn't be voting for an 18-game season. And don't get me wrong, I love football. The more football I see, the better. But don't tell me this is about player safety. Don't lie to me and say this is about player safety. when you guys are about to vote for another game, an extended season? What are we talking about? The reality is you guys aren't good at it. The Eagles are, and you don't like that. And it makes it even more annoying that they won the Super Bowl with this trend-setting play. It grinds your fucking gears. Let's just call it what it is. Let's just call it what it is. This ain't about player safety. He said, I think being responsible and proactive in that regard is the way to go. What's responsible is not having guys play 18 weeks and not giving them 2 bye weeks. My question is, hey, listen, if y'all gonna create this 18-game season, are the teams getting 2 bye weeks? Are you going to expand the size of the rosters? Y'all want to talk about player safety? Let's talk about player safety then. Let's talk about it. Are they getting 2 bye weeks? Talk to me. I love what Nick Sirianni said about it too. I absolutely love what Nick Sirianni said because he was asked about it. He was asked about it not too long ago about Mike Garafolo. Shout out to Mike Garafolo off NFL Network. He does great work. He does great work. He says here, he tweeted, he said, I spoke to Nick Sirianni today on the Tush Push vote. This was on March 30th. He says, I spoke to Nick Sirianni today on the Tush Push vote. And with a grin, Nick Sirianni said, quote, we'll see how it goes. All I will say about it is Jonathan Gannon, Shane Steichen, and Kellen Moore better vote for it. They are in head coaching positions right now because of that play. So all 3, I better have those 3 votes right there. In the Eagles vote, I at least know we got 4. Talk that shit, Nick. Yeah, Jonathan Gannon, you better vote in favor of the Tush Push. Shane Steichen, you better vote in favor of the Tush Push. Kellen Moore, you better vote in favor of the Tush Push. You better. You guys are where you are because of the success of the Philadelphia Eagles and their play in various circumstances. You better vote for it. I love the energy Nick Sirianni on. I love it because now he really got the real license to be himself. I mean, he's always been himself. He's always been a shit talker, always had a chip on his shoulder. But now that he got the Super Bowl trophy, the Lombardi trophy, now that he got a Super Bowl ring, yeah, he really gonna lean on that shit. He really gonna start swinging his weight around. Yeah, I better get those votes. I better get those votes. Y'all got a job because of me. Y'all was on my staff. I hired y'all. I gave y'all the keys and let y'all do y'all. Y'all better give me that vote. I love it. Howie and Nick out here moving like the mafia. Let me give you a deal you can't refuse. Hey, come in here. Let me talk to you. On the day of my daughter's wedding, you have a favor to ask. You want to be a head coach? Okay, no problem. But I have something I need from you. Will I have your vote? Will I have your support when it's time? When I call upon you, you will answer the phone. When I call upon you, you will answer the phone. That's how Nick and Howie moving. Hey, we put y'all in position. So when that phone ring, you better fucking answer. Talking about it's a health concern. Psh, come on, man. It's a health concern. So let's get rid of kickoffs. Let's get rid of punt returns. Okay. Let's eliminate sacks from the game. Okay. You know what? Better yet, let's not even tackle anymore. Let's go back to playing flag football. Flag football, two-hand touch. No more physical contact in the game. No more physical contact. Flag football, two-hand touch. That's it. No tackling, no sacks. Nope. You can't touch the quarterback. Matter of fact, let's play 7-on-7. Let's play 7-on-7. Let's get rid of offensive line and defensive lines altogether. Let's play 7-on-7. Because those offensive linemen and those defensive linemen, they be on collision courses every freaking play. They be banging down there. Banging. And you trying to tell me the tush push poses health concerns? This is a fucking joke. This is a joke. I love how Sirianni is putting the pressure on these guys. I love it. Also, the NFL passed a couple other rules. Both teams now in overtime, they passed new overtime rules. Both teams will get the opportunity to possess the ball in overtime. Both teams will now get the chance to possess the ball in overtime. So now you don't just win a game off of driving and getting a touchdown. You don't just win a game like that. In order to win the game, not only do you got to score and take the lead, you have to maintain the lead and play defense. If you maintain the lead and win your defensive possession, you win the game. I like that. I like the fact that both teams can possess the ball in overtime. And guess what? And guess who proposed that rule? Guess who's trying to help the league? Guess who's trying to help their fellow organizations? Guess who proposed the new overtime rules? You guessed it, the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles proposed the new overtime rules because they want to help other teams. They want to give other teams a fair shot at glory. You see, the Philadelphia Eagles, they're trying to give back to the game. The Green Bay Packers and the Buffalo Bills and the Atlanta Falcons, they're trying to take away, and the Los Angeles Rams, they're trying to take away from the game. They're trying to take away from the game while the Eagles are trying to give back to the game. The Eagles are the ones that proposed the new overtime rules. And guess what? It got passed. It got passed. That's not a rule that only benefits the Eagles. As a matter of fact, the Eagles, let me double check this. The Eagles were not in a single overtime game this year. The Eagles didn't play a single game this season that went into overtime. They didn't have to propose this rule. They didn't have to. They didn't play a single game that went in overtime. Yet they still proposed this rule, even if they don't benefit from it directly. They proposed this, even if they weren't on the bad receiving end of a bad overtime ruling. They still proposed to play because they want to get back to the game. Also, in the rule changes, expanded replay assist. So now they can look back on plays that are kind of 50-50, right? Or maybe a play they missed. So, for example, right, if there's a face mask that happens on a play, replay assist can go back and officiate that play. So now there's no more getting away with plays that are clearly foul. like a face mask or, you know, a delayed quarterback hit that was missed by the refs. I like that. I like that. You want to get the plays right. Also, touchbacks on kickoffs will now bring the ball to the 35-yard line. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't like how I feel about that. I mean, obviously, this move is clearly in the favor of offense. It's clearly in the favor of offense. Also, it discourages teams from kicking touchbacks, and it's going to encourage more kickoffs or more kickoff returns. So wait, hold on, y'all. This new rule change on touchbacks is supposed to encourage higher scoring games, and it's supposed to encourage kick returns. I thought kick returns were the most dangerous play in football. Huh? I thought so. You guys enforced a rule that basically penalizes defenses or penalizes teams for kicking touchbacks and will put the ball on the 35, which makes it easier for offenses to score. So basically what you're saying is if you don't want the ball placed on the 35, kick the ball in play and encourage the opposing team to return the ball. So you're discouraging touchbacks, you're encouraging returns. Returns are the most dangerous play in football. So they told us. So is it about player safety or not? You see how they pick and choose when health is of utmost importance and when it's not? I hope you guys follow me here when I say that. Kicking a touchback discourages teams from returning the kick. But when you make a rule that puts the touchback at the 35-yard line, which is more favorable for the offense, that discourages teams from kicking touchbacks. Meaning you're encouraging teams to kick the ball in play so it can be returned. And you guys told us you changed the kickoff rules because you wanted to limit injuries on kickoffs, but you're encouraging teams to return with the new touchback rule. Which is it? Is player health important? Or is it just a facade? It's just a facade. Tony G says, if it's on the 35 every time, you might as well not return the ball. Exactly, right? Exactly. So if you don't want the ball, see, if you're a defense, you don't want the ball placed on the 35-yard line. If anything, you want the ball kicked in place so your special teams has a chance to make a play on it at least, right? So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Because if I'm a kicking team, I don't want to kick a touchback. I don't. Because that puts the ball on the 35. I'd much rather kick the ball and play, right? I'll much rather kick the ball and play and take a chance on you returning it and me stopping you at the 25-yard line or at the 20-yard line, whatever it is. So you're encouraging kickoffs. You're telling teams, hey, You don't want that ball placed on 35? You better kick the ball and play. You better kick the ball and play. Because if you kick it in the end zone, teams are going to take the knee and be placed on the 35 every single time. So teams are going to try to plan to kick the ball into play, to kick the ball where the opposing team can't have a touchback, which is going to encourage more kick returns, which is a more dangerous play. But we're talking about the tush push. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it at all, man. Let me get to these super chats, man. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Green Wingman with the super chat. Thank you, my friend. He says, let's also be reminded that Sean McDermott allowed cornerback Christian Benford to play against the Chiefs a week after getting a concussion, only to get concussed again. Be sure, but sure, player safety. That's what I'm saying, Greeny. It's a facade. It's a facade. You can't sit here and say player safety is important to you. You can't. And do what you did here. Oh, well, he was cleared. He was cleared, huh? Right. Even when Sean McDermott talks about it, he looks like a little weasel. He looks like he don't even believe what he's saying. Let me read this again, man, because this is crazy. Let's also be reminded that Sean McDermott allowed cornerback Christian Benford to play against the Chiefs a week after getting a concussion, only to get concussed again. But sure, player safety. Mark Kelly Green with the super chat. Thank you, my man. He says, quote, not visually appealing, yet they run out of a matchup like the Browns Panthers on a random Thursday night. Bro, tell me about it. Tell me about it. It's not visually appealing, but you keep giving us these whack-ass Thursday night games. Come on, man. Shout out to Mark Kelly Green. My man Green Wingman back again with a super chat. He says, yet when we had the collapse, they made no big deal to mention of the play at last year's meeting. Exactly. When the Philadelphia Eagles had a rough 2023 season, and remind you, we were doing the tush push just the same amount, maybe more, who knows? But when the Eagles had that collapse in 2023, we heard no mention of the tush push being banned, no mention of it at all. But now that the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl, and we beat the Packers' ass, we curb stopped the Packers. We curb stomped the Rams. We curb stomped the Commanders. We curb stomped the Chiefs. Now y'all want to ban the play? Now that Jalen Hurts is a Super Bowl champion and a Super Bowl MVP, now that Nick Sirianni is a Super Bowl champion, now that Howie Roseman is a two-time Super Bowl winning GM, now y'all want to ban the play. I get it. Y'all hating. They hating. That's what that sound like to me. Hey, listen, y'all. Stop paying the Commanders fans mind, man. They come here because they shit not popping. Let's just be honest. You guys don't gotta entertain Commanders fans. They come here, they fuck with the Eagles content creators, but because they content creators ain't carrying their water right. Y'all don't even gotta entertain them. There's nothing that gotta be said to them. They're sad, they're mad, they're brokenhearted, all those things. No need to even entertain them. No need to entertain them. They fuck with us because we carry that shit, right? They roll with us because we where the party is. They come to our live streams because listen, it's like college. They come to our parties because we got the baddest chicks. They come to our parties because we got the liquor, the expensive kind too. They come to our parties because we got the good food, the good finger food. You feel what I'm saying? I'm talking about the little hush puppies, the little pigs in the blanket. You know what I mean? The little, we even got Tostitos. we got all the chips and dip. We got all that. You know what I mean? We got the cheese steaks, we got the soft person, we got the water ice man, we got the man making cotton candy in the backyard. We got all that. We got the music. You know what I mean? The cops, they roll with us. The cops let us do our thing. They want to come to our parties. Don't worry about it. You ain't got to pay them no mind. We ain't got to pay them no mind. They know this what a party is. Clark, thank you for the super chat. He says they hate us because they ain't us. Play football. Exactly. Play football. Lace it up and stop hoeing. Lace it up and stop hoeing. I ain't trying to hear none of that, man. Lace it up. Lace it up. Lace it up, man. I ain't trying to hear none of that, man. Make sure you guys smash that like button, man. Smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Let's see where we at here. We got over 120 people in the stream. We only got 63 likes. Need you guys to step that weight up. Come on now. Step that weight up. Smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Subscribe to the platform. The like button not matching the viewers. Make sure you guys do your job and hit that like button. We need 100 likes. We need 100 likes. If anything, we need 100 likes. All right, let's see here. I got another topic I want to talk to you guys about. I want to talk to you guys. I want to talk to you guys about Nick Sirianni. In particular, his present and future with the Philadelphia Eagles. So obviously, Nick Sirianni has been very successful in his time with the Philadelphia Eagles. Nick Sirianni has done a lot of winning during his time with the Philadelphia Eagles. And as of right now, Nick Sirianni has a 48-20 record on the regular season, and he has a 6-3 record. A 6-3 record in the playoffs. So Nick Sirianni has an overall 54-23 record. Nick Sirianni has a winning percentage over 70%, and he has a playoff winning percentage over 60%. And Nick Sirianni is currently entering year 5 of his 5-year contract with the Philadelphia Eagles. He's entering the final year of his contract with the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I think it goes without saying that the Philadelphia Eagles are going to extend Nick Sirianni. They're going to extend Nick Sirianni. I think that goes without saying. I think the larger question is, how much are they going to pay him? How much are they going to pay him? Because I'm looking at some of these top head coaches now, and remind you, let me remind you guys this. Nick Sirianni is currently making $7 million a season. He's ranked 16th in the league at $7 million a season. D'Amico Ryans makes more than him at $8 million. Dan Quinn makes more than him at $8.5 million. Mike McDonald of the Seahawks makes $9 million. Sean McDermott, Buffalo Bills, $11 million. Dan Campbell, Detroit Lions, $11 million. Liam Cohen, Jacksonville Jaguars, $12 million. John Harbaugh, Baltimore Ravens, $12 million. Kevin O'Connell, Minnesota Vikings, $13 million. Ben Johnson, Chicago Bears, $13 million. Kyle Shanahan, 49ers, $14 million. Sean McVay, Los Angeles Rams, $15 million. Jim Harbaugh of the Chargers, $16 million. Mike Tomlin of the Steelers, $16 million. Sean Payton of the Broncos, $18 million. I think it goes without saying that Nick Sirianni is going to be making between $15 and $18 million, if you ask me. Nick Sirianni is probably going to be making between $15 to $18 million, or between $14 to $17 million, because there's nothing Sean McVay has done that Nick Sirianni hasn't done. There's nothing he's done that Nick Sirianni hasn't done. Nothing. Nothing. Sean McVay, 2 Super Bowl appearances, 1 win. Nick Sirianni, 2 Super Bowl appearances, 1 win. Simple as that. Now, Sean McVay does have a Coach of the Year award in 2017. He does have that. I will give him that. He does have that. That was his rookie year. That was his rookie year as a head coach for the Rams. His rookie year. But peep this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Sean McVay's first 5 seasons as a head coach, he's been to 2 Super Bowls and won a Super Bowl. In Nick Sirianni's first 4 years as a head coach, he's been to 2 Super Bowls and he's won a Super Bowl. Simple as that. Simple as that. And Sean McVay is making how much again? $15 million a year? Hey, listen, that's where it starts. That's where it starts. You got guys like Kyle Shanahan who hasn't done what Nick Sirianni's done. Ben Johnson, who hasn't done what Nick Sirianni's done. Kevin O'Connell, John Liam Cohen, Dan Campbell, Sean McDermott. Right? Like, you got guys who hasn't done what he's done. Jim Harbaugh hasn't done what Nick Sirianni's done. Sorry. And Jim Harbaugh is making $16 million a year. Sean McVay, $15 million. Kyle Shanahan, $14. Mike Tomlin making $16 million. Sean Payton making $18 million. Sean Payton, 1 Super Bowl win. Mike Tomlin, 1 Super Bowl win. Am I tripping when I say that? Mike Tomlin has 1 Super Bowl. Sean Payton, 1 Super Bowl. Sean McVay, 1 Super Bowl. I'm sorry. Nick Sirianni is going to make between 15 and 17 million, probably between 15 and 18 million. Simple as that. And I'm pulling for the guy to get his money. Andy Reid is the highest paid guy, making $20 million a year. Andy Reid has 3 Super Bowls, obviously. You know, there's no one that's going to touch Andy Reid money. No one's going to touch it. The market is $20 million, but Andy Reid, the only active head coach with 3 Super Bowl rings. We may see Nick flirting around that 17 million spot, 17, 18 million. We really may see that he's going to get between maybe 15 and 18, between 16 and 18 million. That's what I think. That's what I think. So we'll see. But Nick Sirianni's resume speaks for itself. Speaks for itself. Super Bowl champion. One-time Super Bowl champion. Two-time NFC champion. Two-time division champion. Just saying. Just saying. (48-20) career regular season record. 6-3 career playoff record. Has helped 3 guys get head coaching jobs. Yeah. Nick Sirianni deserves his check, and it's just as simple as that. But we're going to get out of here, you guys. Thank you for smashing that like button. Thank you guys for tuning into the show. Thank you guys for being supporters of the channel. We covered the Tush push today and how the league is, how there's an assault on the Philadelphia Eagles. There's an assault on the Philadelphia Eagles' success, and I'm not here for it. And I'm willing to argue against anybody. Simple as that. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. And make sure you guys are staying healthy. It means a lot to me. It goes a long way. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for donating. Thank you to all my members as well. I appreciate you guys so much. Smash that like button and make sure you guys are subscribed. I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II. You guys have been tuned in to Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game.